Hi everyone, it's Lucy and welcome to my channel. For today's video, I want you to think about this. You wake up late to get to work or school and you grab a bite to eat on the go, or you don't have breakfast at all. And then lunchtime comes around and you have just a sandwich in front of your computer or in between a meeting. And then the day's finally over, you go back to your home, you eat some cookies while you absent-mindedly stare at your phone, and then dinner isn't too far away, so you just eat some comfort pizza in front of a movie, in front of Netflix, while you think about how hard your day has been, and you tell yourself that you need to reward yourself for getting through that day. And you go to bed and the cycle starts all over again the next day. So if that sounds like you, or at least a little bit like you can get out of this cycle with mindful eating. So what is mindful eating? Mindful eating is a technique used to regain control over your eating habits. It's based on mindfulness, which is a form of meditation. Its goal is to focus your attention on the present experience and to be fully aware of your thoughts, your motivations, your actions, your feelings, etc. Eating mindfully means being aware of what you eat and eating in a healthy, balanced, and conscious way in order to rediscover taste, flavor, and pleasure. The goal is to create a connection between your mind and your body so that you can know when you're hungry and when you're full. Mindful eating involves listening to your hunger cues. So it means eating slowly, taking the time to chew, rediscovering the different flavors and textures of your food, and really enjoying the experience, and also focusing on eating and not on something else. It also involves connecting your food to your body. What good will it bring me? Is it going to make me healthier? Am I going to feel better? Mindful eating has been used in clinical trials in order to help people manage their pain, disease, and even their way of eating, and it has been successful. Currently, our modern eating habits couldn't be further from mindful eating. We live in a fast-paced world where we must optimize every single second of our time. What we eat and how we eat is essential to our health, yet we aren't willing to really sit down for a meal and spend more than $5 on it. We are surrounded by an abundance of food, and especially high-processed, very tempting and very addicting foods. And also, the outside world is really buzzing with distractions. The TV, or computer, or phones. It's really hard to fully concentrate on your food when your attention is already in so many different places. But when you eat this way, it's very easy to overeat since your brain takes some time to know that you are full. So what happens? You pile on the pounds, and then you turn to emotional eating to make you feel better about this weight gain. And it's an endless cycle, and it's so far from the mindful eating that you should all be practicing. So here are some health benefits of mindful eating. Mindful eating really improves eating behaviors. It enables you to slow down and actually focus on your food. And it helps you distinguish your actual hunger cues from your emotional ones, which are telling you to eat even if you're not hungry, just because you're bored or lonely or upset. And although it isn't its main goal, mindful eating will, in most cases, result in weight loss. I mean, it's not a secret that most restrictive diets don't work on most people. It's very easy to return to your initial weight and even exceed it once you go back to your normal daily habits. That's because you aren't changing your mentality or your relationship around food. Instead, you are subliminally telling your body that food is the enemy and should be restricted, and that you should be punished if you overeat. Mindful eating, on the other hand, helps you change these eating behaviors. It reduces your stress, and it can help you lose the weight without it being its main focus. Indeed, weight loss should never be your main concern when you are trying to get healthy and when you go on a diet. If you go on a diet for the right reasons, meaning feeling better in your body and healthier, then if it is needed, the weight loss will follow. And the great thing with mindful eating is that the weight actually stays off. That's because it helps you address the root of the problem, which is a mix of eating behaviors and poor food choices. There's no reason to gain the weight back because you aren't actually restricting yourself from anything. And also, studies have showed that mindful eating can really help reduce the frequency and impact of binge eating episodes. It can also reduce emotional eating by helping you control your impulses. Mindful eating also helps you lose weight. Studies have shown that people who are on higher scales of mindfulness have less chances to be obese. So how do you eat mindfully? Well, first of all, you need to pay really close attention to your food. Mindful eating starts with grocery shopping. You need to make a list and you need to actually stick to it. And also, never go grocery shopping when you are really hungry, because that will lead to poor food choices and you're going to buy everything that you don't need, and that is really unhealthy. You should also take the time to consider each item you put in your cart and wonder whether it's healthy, whether you really want it, whether your body will thank you for it. And also, don't forget, you can put a few treats in there because those are good for your soul. Secondly, it's important to listen to your real physical hunger cues instead of your emotional ones. So when your energy is low and when your stomach is growling, it's probably time to eat. But if you are just bored or lonely or tired or angry or sad or any other reason, you should instead try and find an activity that you like and that will fulfill you. Once it's time to eat, make sure to sit down at the table without any distractions and use proper silverware. Take the time to cut your food and to put it in your mouth. Chew slowly, assess the flavor, the texture, the taste. Try to eat each bite as if you were eating this food for the first time. Also, you should really pause throughout the meal and really ask yourself if you're still hungry and if you still need to continue eating or if you're full. And we have this tendency to finish our plate even if we're not hungry anymore, but don't do that. Just give yourself smaller portions, and if you're still hungry, you can get a little bit more, but just don't force yourself to finish just because it's on your plate. Another important aspect is really being in touch with your emotions. How do you feel before you eat and during and after? Try to write it down. That way you might be able to discern a pattern between how you feel and what you are putting inside of your body. This could help you realize if you have any emotional triggers and what they are, so that you can really acknowledge them and then make them disappear. These practices really require time and effort, and they can really feel a little bit bizarre at first, but they are really worth it in the long run. After a while, it will become much easier and it will be almost a second nature. Don't hesitate to turn to a mindfulness coach, and you can also do some exercises online, or you can do a mindfulness-based intervention if you really want to get the best you can get from this practice. Or you could read a book. Start by reading a book. That'll give you some key basic elements. I'll leave a suggestion of a book in the description box, but of course there's so many great books on mindfulness and specifically mindful eating. So mindful eating has many health benefits and can really help you regain control of your eating habits and the pleasure you have with food. We all know that diets don't really work in the long run, but mindfulness-based techniques will have you feeling amazing and keep you healthy and keep the weight off if you really learn how to do it properly and commit to it. So I know that you might think this is a little bit weird or that it won't work, but give it a try, and give it an actual try. Don't try for like one day or one meal and then think it's a little bit weird and then stop and then do it again 3 days later and then stop and then tell yourself it doesn't work. Really commit to it. Give yourself a week where you try out to eat mindfully and you try mindfulness-based techniques and see how it works and see how you like it. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't hesitate to subscribe if you liked this video, and see you soon. Bye!